welcome to the first ever episode of the Cheadle End podcast, the Stockport County podcast. Today we've got me, Calum, and we've got Rob and Calvin, two season ticket holders in the Cheadle End, and we're going to preview the upcoming season. But before that, let's cast our minds back a little bit, shall we? And it's been 14 years since County were last in League One. So looking back at the season that they were last in there, it was quite a lot of hard times, to be fair, for County fans. Jim Gannon left his first spell at County after he was made redundant on the last game of the season before. And he was replaced after County went into administration. And can anyone remember the manager that came in after Jim Gannon? It was, it only came in just a couple of months after Jim Gannon left. It was Gary Ablett. And to be fair, County did start off okay, considering what they were doing. And there was a player that has become the first ever County player to get back-to-back hat-tricks in away games that season. Another quiz question. Can you name that player?
Back-to-back hat-tricks.
Obviously a striker to get two hat-tricks.
I'll give you a hint, right? He did play mainly winger and attacking midfielder.
And when you're looking at 14 years ago?
Yeah.
A long time.
Carl Baker, is it?
That's the one, yeah. Carl Baker scored 3 goals in the 4-2 win over Brighton. That was in the league, Premier League side now, of course, but they were in the same division as County, and they actually won 4-1 in the next away game against Crewe, where he also scored 3. And he only actually managed to score 13 goals throughout the whole season, all competitions. So that was the highlight. But he was the top scorer for County that season. The season finished off terribly, though. And they'd only actually won 5 games throughout the whole season that year, County. So I'm hoping this year's going to be better. They only actually won 2 games at home that season. And they finished bottom with only 25 points. So let's hope that this season is going to be better. So a quick look about the season. That season, anyway. Norwich won the league with Paul Lambert came as manager. And that was like the start of the up and down yo-yo team for Norwich, because they actually got back-to-back promotions from the Premier League just after that. Other teams in the league that season, Brighton Hove Albion, which you mentioned, and Brentford as well, 2 Premier League teams. So quite a few big teams. Also Oldham were there. What we now know where they are now. But
First game of the season was against Oldham, and we managed to scrape a 0-0 draw out of it.
That's what County do best, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to grow up.
Unfortunately, the other leg, the home leg, we had someone sent off in the first 20 minutes and ended up losing 2-1.
So you've got to say that this season's going to be better, isn't it? Really? Okay, let's.
Well, we lost pre-season to them, didn't we? With the ex-county player.
Yeah, very true.
So we're going to talk about pre-season now. We've got a lot of injuries. 8 players now injured. Some of them, well, according to Chandler, most of them should be back for the start of the new campaign. But right now we've got Powell out, Alafi out, Camps out, Stretton out, Bingy out, Adele out, and I think you were at the game, Rob, against Stoke. Michael Mellon, he went out after 15 minutes or something.
Yeah, we couldn't really see from the Cheadle and what kind of happened, but I think it was like a twisted knee. He was running along, and next minute he's on the floor, and calling over for help. So there was a good few minutes of like stoppage while he treated him, and then he ended up going straight down the tunnel. So
because last year was pretty bad for County, wasn't it? For injuries.
Yeah.
So
we managed to scrape through, though, didn't we?
well, yeah. Winning the title, I think, was pretty good. So let's look at the season, because I don't think, Calvin, that we can take too much from pre-season.
I don't worry about pre-season. I think we've sort of discussed this, haven't we? Before the pre-season, I don't think it's I think it's just about getting players match fit more than anything, and a few of the new boys to sort of gel. But it's not something that worries me massively. Like I've said, it's pre-seasons where we've won quite a few games, struggled in the league, and vice versa. You know, we've struggled in the pre-season friendlies, but we've done well in the league. So it don't really matter. I think it's all about the league. And once sort of the boys are there and the minds are on, right, we go again now. I think pre-season won't be anyone's memory, I don't think.
Should we be worried about the injuries right now?
I think there's a worry about them, certainly, because there's a lot. But as long as we can get a few of them back, I mean, I think last season we touched upon, well, you touched upon it then. There's quite a few injuries, and I think we had a lot of experienced players that could carried us through that. But yeah, there's certainly a worry, but we've got time to bring players in, and we've got a couple of we've got 9 days before the first game, so there could be a few back by then. So
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
So for next season, the bookies are suggesting 9th for County.
I think that's generous. I think that's very generous.
Well, Stott was looking at top 10 money, so it's kind of there or thereabouts. That was what he was saying in his kind of interview. He was giving the funding for like a top 10 finish, so anything better than 10th will do me.
I think the thing that worries when it comes to Stockport is that, like last season, we didn't actually buy anyone apart from Odin Bailey. We didn't actually buy anyone. We didn't go to a club and actually spend money on a player. It was all just frees and loans. That's something that always bothered me. I hate that, especially with a big season coming up. League One, it's huge now. I was saying to Calum earlier on that the thing that bothers me is we haven't got a goal scorer. We've not got a 25 goal this season. Man, you know, talks of Macaulay Langstaff. We were supposed to be looking at him. Yeah. People like Danny Horsey we could have looked at, you know, but we've not got a real out-and-out goal scorer. I know Alafi scored a few last year, but I think a lot of that was just persistence more than skill. But I could be wrong. You might go in and bang another 25 goals and celebrating another top half finish, I suppose. But we'll see.
So they've bought, was it 2 players this season that they've actually spent money on? The lad from City, that it's supposed to be quite good.
He was good on Saturday. He was bossing it about a bit. He made some decent runs and stuff.
Lewis Farini, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was always highly tipped at City, but obviously that squad you're going to be difficult getting into. And Wogan as well. Apparently they've spent a little bit of money on them, but last year they didn't spend anyone and they won the league. They spent a little bit.
League 2 is a massive jump.
There is a big difference.
Yeah,
I think that's where I'm a bit worried that there's just no big names coming in. Nobody that you've looked at and thought, Jesus, these are going to.
Yeah.
These are going to set the league alight. There's nobody like that, and I think that's what's worrying.
Yeah. With, as I say, with those signings, is there any of them that's going to make an impact?
Well, going off the obviously what we've seen so far the pre-season, they've all kind of started gelling in the last kind of game or two.
Yeah. Is Calvin now? Has he just disappeared?
I am here. I've just had a bit of an emergency. I will be back shortly.
Okay. Okay, so we'll
Pause it there.
we'll carry on if he manages to come back. I saw his face, so I'm guessing there's something going on. But okay, let's have a look at departures, because there's been a lot of departures and some players that have been key for County over the last 3 seasons. Is there any player that have gone that, not talking about loan, because I think there's a few players that we would say that we're going to miss, but is there any players that we're going to miss from last season that we should have kept, Rob?
Well, purely on goal scoring capabilities, I know he's getting older and he's injured now anyway, but you've got Madden that's gone Chesterfield. I mean, he was banging him in at the end of the season, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of him was deadwood that could have gone.
Yeah, I think a lot of them have gone into League Two, haven't they? So was it Hippolyte, Rosedale, Sarcevic?
Hippolyte wasn't
Sarcevic, I think, because when he came back from his injury, he ran that midfield at times, and he got injured again and came back not quite the player he was, but I definitely think he'll be a big miss.
I think he was the biggest shock.
As long as we keep Collar fit, I think we might be all right, because he's really important, I think, Stockport.
I think one thing that County, well, they didn't miss him at the end because they won the league, but Louis Barry, he's a player, and you know, some of these are we looking at moving on, or what are you thinking about some of these players that they were just too injury prone last year?
There's a lot of that still going on in there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, other things that we're excited for, and I think this is going to be a silly question, because I think not only at least one of us are going to it, but they've released more tickets. But the question is, what team are you excited about visiting this season? Go with you, Calvin.
I mean, if we talk about the first one, is Blackpool. That's the huge one. I love Blackpool, love the place. So that's the one I've always looked forward to. So I've got my ticket, came this today, so I'm happy. If aside from that, Bolton, I love, it's former Premier League ground as well. Love to go there and see what they're like. So I'll be rushing to get me ticket for that one. But some big games this season away from home that will be entertaining. You look at Huddersfield and Birmingham as well, for example.
Yeah, I was going to say Birmingham. It's going to be a Premier League side, isn't it? So it's going to be a good game, that one. But I wasn't as lucky with the game of whack-a-mole to get me tickets for Blackpool yet.
Yeah, I'm on sale again tomorrow, though. Don't forget.
Yeah, they're on sale again. And there's a little bird tells me some next week as well if they sell. We'll see.
Fingers crossed for you.
So what team are you dreading coming to Edgeley Park? What team do you not, apart from
not looking forward to?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody I'm not looking forward to coming. I think you look at the teams and you think who could be a problem team. You're looking at like Birmingham, they've got to be up there. Teams like that, Birmingham, Huddersfield, the two huge clubs we just said about it. They're going to be a team to watch out for, but it's going to be fantastic to watch because you're going to have some players in there that were in the Championship last season. So it's going to be interesting. Whether you win or lose, watching the caliber of players like that, it's always going to be entertaining. So I don't think there's anybody I'm not looking forward to seeing.
And
the away toilets have already been smashed up this season by Stoke, so at least they've got that in early.
Wow.
Yeah, at least we won't be there this year to do it.
No.
No mention of Wrexham, though.
It's a fantastic game. Standing on 5-0 last season, why would we be worried about them?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I thought I'd mention.
No, looking forward to that again.
Again,
James playing for 90 minutes as well. That's always entertaining.
the county host Cambridge United in the first home game of the season. That's on Saturday the 10th. Cambridge last season ended just 4 points off the relegation zone. Gary Monk came in at the end of the last season. He's had a full pre-season. What we're expecting in that game, even though some of us decided to listen to the wife and go on holiday.
Rookie mistake.
I know. I just, yeah. I mean, what was worse was it got cancelled, and then I rebooked a new one for virtually the same time. It's like, what am I doing? I'm gutted that I missed it. I was kind of hoping it'd be drawn away at somebody down south where it's going to be a bit more difficult for me to get to. Sadly, they're at home, but at least I'm back for the one away game I was looking forward to the most. So yeah. I won't miss another game all season. I'll come whether I'm dying of a man flu or what. I'll be there.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to it. So from your phone while you're looking at it abroad, what you're expecting, and what we're going to be doing this season on a Cheadle End podcast is a little game just between us. We're going to do predictions. We're going to get a prediction of a scoreline, and if we get the scoreline correct, then we get 2 points, and if we get the result right, but say if we said a 3-1 win and it was a 1-0 win, we'll just get the 1 point. I think there's another point in there somewhere, I can't remember exactly what it is, but we're coming up with different points.
Goal scorer, was it?
I think I can't remember. Well, let's do the prediction now, and then we'll sort it out for the when it actually comes in and I get more points. I need all the points I can get. Right. We'll start with you, Rob. What are your predictions? And this is going to be it's recording, so you can't change it halfway through. You can't text me at half time and go, actually, I meant... no.
So if I just move my lips as though I'm talking, then you can edit it in afterwards.
No, that's cheating.
I'm gonna go for a controversial Cambridge win.
I like it. Wow.
Just for the fact we always seem to lose first game of the season.
We've lost the last two, haven't we? Barrow and Gillingham. So
okay, what's the scoreline you're gonna do?
And it was we lost against Grimsby first the season before, I think, as well.
Wow.
Scoreline, Rob.
I'm gonna go 2-1 to Cambridge.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm going to say that, in my opinion, I think it'll be different this year. I think we're riding on the high of promotion from League Two. I think Cambridge, struggling team last year, I'm going to go for a 1-0 county win.
Well, do you know what? I'm going to be a bit more optimistic. But I'm going to change it to last minute. I'm going to say county win, obviously, because I can't bet against your team. Well, apparently you can't. I'm going to do the opposite with Rob. I'm going to do a 2-1 county win. So, I'm going to say they're not going to be able to keep a clean sheet. But, yeah, so we've got it. Rob's going to go 2-1. Calvin, you're 1-0. And I'll go 2-1. Last minute goal, I reckon.
I think we should do a bonus question for this first episode.
Go on.
Who's going to be number one first game of the season? I'm sticking with my original decision that Corey Adai will be number one. Don't think he's going to come from Crawley in the same league to sit on a bench at Stockport County. Don't think he will. I think he'll be number one.
Yeah. Going off the game on Saturday again and the Oldham game, he played quite well in net. Made some decent saves. I think Ben's going to be there for me.
Right.
I think Ben's earned the right to be there, if I'm honest, but I just had that feeling that Corey Adai would get in, just for the fact that he's come from a team that he could have been guaranteed number one.
And do you know what? I'll join you, Calvin. I'll say he's going to get the number one as well. He'll start in goal. And I think also as well, we need forfeits. So obviously, we need to think. We need forfeits in this game. Over the season, we'll think about one that you can get, Rob, because I know the bucket hat for Calvin is definitely a forfeit. So maybe he's laughed. I'm not surprised. So maybe the person who, at the end of the season, whoever's last has to do a forfeit. I think a bucket hat for last game of the season should be the last podcast of the season should be your forfeit, Calvin. No. Well,
if that's the case, then your forfeit will be for every home game the season after. You have to wear that Paddy Madden shirt I bought you.
But he's left.
You don't have to cover it up with a coat or a jacket. It's got to be on show as well. I'm not letting you get out with that one.
Well, I'm going to try and... I always lose at everything. So, yeah, we'll have a chat and we'll try and sort something out.
You're out of it already. Like,
No, I need better forfeit because I'm Paul White, mate. It doesn't fit me. It doesn't fit me anymore.
Oh, shave your head like Paddy Madden.
Yeah. As long as we get to keep the beard. My hair's down low. It's all tied up at the minute, but yeah, it's quite long, so.
I put mine for my holiday. I didn't want it to be too long on my holiday, so.
Right. Well, we'll think about some decent things. So we're going to have loads of stuff this season. Of course, here on the Cheadle End podcast, we're going to do we'll try and do some lives as well while the games. I think will be a good laugh. And please, if you enjoyed us just rambling on so far, think about giving us a like and subscribing for more content. But I think that's pretty much it for this week of the Cheadle End podcast. And are you going to miss the next one? Or are you going to be able to at least have a chat with us after the next game while you're on your holidays?
I mean, I can download Discord on my phone and I'll have Wi-Fi in the hotel, so I'll be able to pop my head in and say hi and
cool.
Catch up on what's
sat on the beach.
Yeah. A beer in my hand. Yeah, I can do that.
Cool. All right, we'll be back just after the game against Cambridge. We'll be telling you our thoughts of the game, and hopefully we'll have some points on the scoreboard as well for the prediction game. But until then, we'll see you soon.